No, we have to have an open mind, society, the world. So let's begin the
Right.
journey with saving the lineage. Let's own the problem. Let's agree that we too have sinned and fallen short of glory. We don't deserve the crown all the time.
Absolutely.
I always say this, a man's true measure of the worth of the crown on his head is determined by how much he is willing to
Mm,
take a knee so that that crown can be put on the head of those that are around him. Because if they have the crown, he has royalty around him. He knows what it means to be a king,
right.
or at least he has
Uh-huh.
the notion, right? So let's
Yeah.
start from there.
Yeah.
Let's be better listeners. Let's be empathetic.
Mm,
Let's make time
mm,
for our loved ones.
yeah.
And let's understand that healing is a journey, it's not a destination. Love is
It
just an
is.
aroma,
It
it's a
is.
seasoning. I always believe, like a bishop once said, trust is a far greater compliment than love. We have to go beyond just the love factor, build trust.
Mm-hmm.
Where we break it,
Right.
we own it, and we put ourselves at the mercy of restoration.
Wow.
Welcome to Family Legacy Compass, where we talk about everything building the family you're proud to pass down.
With maybe the men around you, or you practice it. How can a man out there be soft with their partner?
Really great question. It starts by acknowledging that we too have our struggles. Uh, some time back, I started an initiative I called Man Cave Fellowship, right? Because as you look again, the westernization trap, when you walk into a house, beautiful as it looks, there's always one spot that's called a man cave, right? And that space is intended for him to be himself, right? He can set up his little bar, as many TV screens as he wants to, his football stuff here and there. And when his
Yeah, his
friends come
personal
over,
space.
that's his space, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's my question. If your house is truly a home, why do you have to live in a cave? Why do you have to go seclude yourself somewhere? Because a cave is
It's a
withdrawn.
hideout.
It's a
Yeah.
hideout. Why do you have to hide? I'm not saying it's bad to have that space. Now, it could be just space for him to, do his thing and all whatnot. But I say if that becomes the norm, then we are living in caves, not only here, and because society says if you say anything, you're weak, what do? Zip it. What happens? I heard a great man say this the other day. He said, men begin to go down the path of what's called sex, alcohol, and silence.
Mm.
Sex becomes what? The way out, stress relief. Alcohol,
Yeah.
you know what? That's the only time I feel myself, or that's how I can silence. Because society says, if you speak or if you cry, you weak. I say this, only strong men cry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We got to stop this. A lot of brothers are struggling.
Mm.
From the military background, we have this culture or this time of the year when we talk about, 22 push-ups, suicide awareness, and all of that. Yeah, it's good. We're doing the push-ups, but let's come back to society. Let's encourage one another. When I say men want to be vulnerable, I'm not just talking about crying.
Yeah.
They just want to have a friendly environment.
What is a friendly environment in a man's context? Because that's another, confusing statement. Just like most of our men say, I just want a woman who respects me. But again, if you start asking what's respect, everybody has a different definition to that. So let's talk about that. What does a man mean when he says, I just want a friend, somebody I can be vulnerable with? What exactly is he looking for?
Okay. as my spouse, you are my covenant partner. You see, I don't want to do things with my mom, my sisters, my cousins, not because I don't love them, but because with you, I have a contract to bring forth something into the world. If we're blessed, we have kids. If we're not, we experience a lifestyle that is inspiring. Doesn't mean we're
Okay.
perfect.
No.
So consequently, we have to learn what it means to be each other's friend. When you meet someone, let me ask you this, right? Do you have a criteria that you follow before you call someone a friend?
Yes, I do.
When you see them,
More importantly, it's about alignment.
so you identify, right?
Mhm.
You discuss it.
Yeah.
You create the forum
Mhm.
where each and every party has the opportunity to make it work, right? And then consequently, you achieve the alignment. And whenever the alignment is off, almost like a car, you go back and say, okay, buddy, hey, dear friend, we were off here. We got to fix this, right?
Yeah.
So let's apply that back to our relations. Same thing,
Makes sense.
man like woman.
Yeah.
Man, teach your woman,
Mhm.
hey, this is what I like. Okay, wife or girlfriend, fiance, let the man also know. Don't be that person who is dead center, locked in her ways, in your ways, even as a man,
Right.
and say, this is just who I am. That is a classic definition of hiding behind your insecurities because you
Absolutely.
don't want to face yourself.
Right.
How can I be friendly with you, towards you, when you are as hard as a rock?
Right. Right. And
So we
and
got to break down these walls. We
we
got to
need
be
to. We
vulnerable.
need
When I
to.
come home, I'm coming home to my friend.
Yeah.
Being friend, I mean, friend, it doesn't always have to be about sex. We can still be kids.
Now, if I'm taking it to that space of therapy, men and women alike, Cameroonian men and women alike, we're not in that space. We don't understand it. We don't want to talk about it. We feel like, oh, I talk to my friend or I talk to my parents, and that's fine. Now, talk to that woman who is struggling to pull her man into that space of therapy. How can she go about it? How do you get to convince a man who thinks that therapy is for when you've lost it completely? How do you pull him from that space of struggle into let's try one session before second one?
Whew, that's a hard one.
It's a real struggle.
It is. I think that the woman should continue to emphasize the importance of it. She should go. You can't force the person to go. Even worse is they go because they want to please you. Truth be told, I've heard some men say, I just went because
Yeah.
pastor said we should go. Parents said we should go. But I go, come on, seriously? What if you were going there to just find out about yourself?
Right.
Look, if I had it my way, as a provider, if I were a provider, I'll probably start by telling my patients sometimes, I think you need one dose of therapy plus a follow-up session of therapy, and then 3 weeks after you go for another dose of therapy before you start taking the medication. Because I think when you hear that from a doctor, then you'll probably be, oh, no,
It's
this is
different,
something I need to pay
right?
attention to, right?
But that's the thing, because if they make that a criteria at work, oh, they'll get it done ASAP.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I've discussed this with my friends countless times. At work, a man moves to another level, say a new job. He's very focused on learning that work culture, the way things are done in this new environment, because he wants to get to whatever, level he wants to get to. Why is it that men can accept that change at work,
Uh-huh.
Happily do it. But when it comes to the home front, there's so much resistance.
Okay. There's an expression that when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. And this is, you can't take a horse to the stream and make it dream, the expression, right? Okay. So if someone is comfortable in their dysfunction or their functional dysfunction,
Right.
okay, time is the best thing that will help them get there. You can preach love, but until they're willing to open their hearts to accept love, love may sound like a very hostile thing to them. Remember, trauma. What you do not confront, you cannot change. And it goes back even to our circle as men. When we have discussions, when we have conversations, what type of conversations are we having? Are we having conversations that are empowering? Conversations that are helping one another help? I think that's, before we get to the ladies, this is where it comes back to us.
Okay.
And we got to be able to look at ourselves and say, all right, my mental health is just as important.
Yeah.
If not for my partner, for me.
Exactly. It's for you first before any other person.
I work with different stakeholders, the demands, the timelines, the suspenses, you will put yourself in, write everything you can write, sometimes even use AI to help you get some ideas, and somehow somebody comes and says, no. Do you know what that represents? It just knocks you down. Then you have to leave and come back and then have to face your own partner. So you're transferring stress. You have other issues from the family. You have things with your health. You have money and all whatnot. I say, do not go to counseling or seek therapy because you're doing it for somebody.
Yeah.
Go because you're taking care of yourself. Now, if you say to hell, whatever with my health, that's on you. I think that's someone who's not willing to confront their own, face their own health. What can you do? But together, as a couple, we have to develop these habits. I say this. You walk into almost every couple's bedroom. You'll find a nice bed, very expensive mattress is beautiful. Got to take care of the body. You got a TV in the room, right?
Right.
If you're lucky, you have a chair.
I know
Why
where
don't
you're
we have
going.
2 chairs? Why don't we have 2 chairs in that room? Why don't we have the time to just be between the two of us?
Yeah.
Where we say, I will listen to you for 5, 10 minutes, however long you guys want to do it.
Right.
I am on the receiving end, but we set some ground rules. We're going to communicate about the issue, not about the person. Tell me about the issues.
Right.
And we listen. We start from there. And when we feel like we're becoming defensive, we help each other realize, I get the perception that you are feeling offended and consequently sounding defensive. Let me restate what I was trying to say. We have to make time. We have to be intentional.
That's the word.
We have to be about our relationship, about our time, about our priorities, about our development.
Right. About our health.
About our health. Hello. But somehow we think, I love you is a magical word. Somehow we think having sex is going to do it.
It's going to fix the problems. No, it doesn't.
No. We can have sex here and, go to sleep. And then we get back to business as usual.
Right.
But when we take the time with intentionality to invest in each other and give each other feedback and ask for feedback, we develop a culture that empowers us. And I think that's how we begin to overcome. Number one, confront the traumas. Because I say this, I'm yet to see the guy whose father raised him to be a husband.
I agree.
I'm yet to see it. What do? We sent you to school. You were intelligent, got good grades, graduated from the university. You were lucky you got a job. What's the next thing? Get a job, get a house, get a car. Next thing is you need a wife.
Uh.
No, 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 no. We just gave you a woman.
Let me tell you something. I think a lot of women were not raised to be wives.
Oh, wow.
No, that's the truth. When you start researching more, asking questions, reading books, you understand that we were given certain traditional roles to
Okay.
practice. And then we called it, that's what it means to be a wife. And all of that has nothing to do with friendship, which to me is the most important part of it. We're taught how to cook for your husband, keep your house clean, take care of your children, take care of everybody. You're the last person to eat and all of that. But we're not taught how to nurture friendship. We're
Wow.
not taught how to be emotionally available.
Oh,
We're not taught how to be receivers. Because sometimes you meet a man who has worked on himself and is ready to do all those things. But because we're not taught how to receive that kind of love, it feels like it's a struggle.
okay.
Like I'll ask some women, so if you meet a man and he's stupidly rich and there's a cook, there's a cleaner, there's a sitter for the kids, there's everything. What else are you going to bring into that marriage? Why are you there? And we don't have answers. A lot of us don't have answers. We are lost. So that's why I say that most of us were raised to play roles, duties, instead of being present as a wife, as a partner. That's the word, partnership. So it's not just a man's thing. Like we're all learning, right? The difference is women are learning faster than the guys are learning. So I completely agree that, it takes two to tango. And yeah, it does. You just need to meet the right person who is ready to listen, and then you two wants to listen, and then you can work things out. But I do think that as a community, we have a lot of work to do. Yeah, it's not
We
just
do.
about duties and routines and stuff
Exactly.
like that. Yeah, a lot of us don't
Exactly.
know how to go that extra mile. So just like you take away the financial ability for a man to provide, he's lost
Mhm.
because he doesn't understand what to do with a woman who makes 3 times what he makes. So that's also another area where I think that we struggle with as a people, especially in the diaspora. And those are some of the things that will lead to the divorce. Now, let's come back to the typical African man struggle navigating divorce. Because you've walked those shoes, I think you're in the
Okay.
best position to respond, especially to somebody that it's actually going through that or is thinking of going the direction.
Mhm.
What are some of the struggles during and after divorce as an African man? Whether it's healing yourself or it's still trying to figure out the reality. Because men always say, I don't know where this came from. It just happened, right? But as women, we know that we checked out 3 years ago.
Help me.
So for a man, how do you navigate that season of post-divorce? Especially with that ego and pride and,
So it's first off, I'm not an advocate for divorces, right? But I'm not saying that they're bad. If the marriage can be salvaged, can be saved, work on it. But it takes two to tango. If the other person checks out, respectfully accept it and embrace it as your freedom as well. That's the person who's experienced it speaking.
Yeah.
The one who was going through it, your whole world comes crumbling. Your faith is questioned. You go through an identity crisis. You ask the question that you just mentioned. where did this come from?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you have to accept yourself. And you got to ask yourself the question, would I rather be in that marriage and live the illusion through the illusion of happiness? Or am I just being rebellious to experiencing or accepting the opportunity to experience the authenticity of that person?
Mm.
If their time is up,
It's
the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh. Blessed be his name. Give them a kiss. Bye.
okay.
Look, a breakup is nothing but an opportunity for you
Yeah.
to face yourself.
Yeah.
And it's okay for you to have the feeling like you were not treated right.
Mm-hmm.
The person, you let's be honest.
Yeah.
You create a picture of a monster
Mm-hmm.
about that person. Because how could they do this?
Mm.
Right? Especially when you are the person who wants to work on things, make it better. But
Right.
they're like, I just don't want it.
Right.
So I simply say, embrace it, seek help, talk to people
Mm.
that help
Mm.
you see the better side. Don't
Right.
congregate.
Right.
Family, not usually the best place to find help.
You
You
can
know,
say
the
that
danger
again.
with us is we talk about everybody, but we don't talk about our own families.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not because they're bad, they're
Mm-mm.
human.
Yeah.
They come from a place where they are consciously biased. So if you can, and I'm not saying cut off from your family, but if you can, as much as possible,
Mm-hmm.
get you help from very neutral sources
Yeah. Professional help.
and own your own happiness. Own it. Nobody said happiness would just be you have it all your way. Happiness
Mm-mm.
can also be you gain consciousness about a situation you were not clear about.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you celebrate, but be okay
Yeah.
and take it one day at a time. It over the course of time, it gets better. Back to the man.
Nice.
It is a separation. It is not always an
Mm.
indication of who you are.
True.
It's not. Maybe
True.
they're struggling with their conscience, and to them, that's their way of
Mm-hmm.
blessing you. Now,
Yeah.
the part that I'm coming back to, which maybe for some other day, is ladies, you're going to have to help us understand when you check out 3, 4, 5 years and you're still there.
The body's present, but the soul transcended already.
Okay. I don't know what it means to be a
It's a
woman, but
thing. Like we'll
wow.
talk about that on a different episode. But I'll tell you that's a real thing. And for most people, it comes from a place of repeating the same thing over and over. And then you become tired. They say you have to know your person, like you said, friendship, right? Friendship is that bond. When a woman stops talking, there's a problem, a big problem. And when I say stops talking, it's not about the routine things. It's not about how's your day, how's work. Those are normal things that you can ask even somebody you meet at the store. But when she stops gisting, let me use that word, not even talking, when she stops gisting, then there's a very big problem.
Okay.
Don't think that it's her aligning to maybe the way you want things to go. Checking in, whether it's every week or it's every month, that thing right there is very important. It's very important because
I'm glad
that's
you
an
say that.
opportunity to be in the know of things that are
Sure.
happening. Yeah.
I'm glad you say that because the one thing that we don't do as a people is understand what boundaries represent.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have I won't say we don't. We have to
we
learn.
we don't
We
have
have to
boundaries. No, we're
learn.
keeping it real on here. We don't have
Okay.
boundaries.
We have to
We
learn
don't.
what boundaries represent.
Yeah.
The way you talk, most men, you will hear them say this.
Uh-huh.
I love my wife,
Mm.
but I can't stand the way she talks to me.
Yeah.
And when he says it one, two, or three times, and you don't listen,
Uh-huh.
or you keep tearing him apart, he shuts down.
Yeah.
Remember, inside that man that you see all muscular, macho, and everything, there's still a little boy that
Of course. Of course.
for
Of
that
course.
attention.
Yeah, and that's why I say we have to learn to be wives in partnership, because those little things we don't know, we were not taught. So it's a problem for everybody.
Uh,
A word of hope, from a Christian perspective, a man that's going through a difficult relationship. It could be a divorce. It could be, a bad breakup and stuff like that.
so I would say focus on saving the lineage. Be on a mission, because what the next generation experiences begins with you. So if you look at yourself and
Yeah.
say, all right, it's not about what happened here. I mean, not making light of it, but what do I need the next generation to take along? What is my responsibility?
Yeah.
We need to start identifying our responsibilities beyond just how much money we're going to make, what type of car we're going to drive, the type of house we're going to have, and this and this. No, we need to come back and understand that we need to save the lineage. We need to build the bench. We need to identify
Yeah.
where we got wounded. You cannot fix what you do not confront. And the upper
Yeah.
up we go in society, the more of it we accumulate. If it's relational, identify. Find the right person, the right avenue to express that hurt. They say hurt people, but I believe that healed people heal other people.
Heal other people.
You got to focus on the healing, not so much the hurt. That's how we save that lineage. Then we start building core competencies, values that represent us. And those values, hear me out, they just don't have to limit themselves to our churches, to our village meeting groups, to our community. No, we have to have an open mind, society, the world. So let's begin the
Right.
journey with saving the lineage. Let's own the problem. Let's agree that we too have sinned and fallen short of glory. We don't deserve the crown all the time.
Absolutely.
I always say this, a man's true measure of the worth of the crown on his head is determined by how much he is willing to take a knee so that that crown can be put on the head of those that are around him. Because if they have the crown, he has royalty around him. He knows what it means to be a king,
Right.
or at least he has the notion, right? So let's
Yeah.
start from there.
Yeah.
Let's be better listeners. Let's be empathetic. Let's make time for our loved ones.
Yeah.
And let's understand that healing is a journey. It's not a destination. Love is
It
just an
is.
aroma.
It
It's a
is.
seasoning. I always believe, like a bishop once said, trust is a far greater compliment than love. We have to go beyond just the love factor. Build trust. Where we break it,
Right.
we own it. And we put ourselves at the mercy of restoration.
Wow. Thank you so much, Captain Collins. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you
Hey,
for coming on
here's one
here
before you go.
and pouring all
Before
the
you
wisdom.
go. Make it a
Okay.
point. Ladies, ask your man, tell me about us. How do I make you feel?
Okay.
Even if
Okay.
it's just to entertain him, just let
Just
him tell
ask.
you. He
Oh,
needs to
okay.
to air out.
All right.
Thank
Thank you so much. And you have a blessed day.